The Trade is brought to you by Vantage Markets, delivering one of Australia's most trusted and award-winning trading experiences. Explore smart trading at vantagemarkets.com.au.
Welcome to The Trade. Before we get into the technicals, let's have a quick look at what traders are watching out there. President Trump saying that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent could be a candidate to replace Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, but did suggest that might not happen since he likes the job he's currently doing. Trump also said letters notifying smaller countries of their US tariff rates would go out soon, adding that his administration would likely set a tariff of a little over 10% for those countries. And the president has said that a trade agreement with Vietnam is nearly complete. Meanwhile, the US Trade Representative says it's launched an investigation into Brazil's, quote, unfair trading practices. And Japanese manufacturers' business confidence improved slightly in July and is expected to strengthen further in the coming months, despite ongoing concerns about US tariffs. Let's get across the technicals on ASX engineering firms, and Jonathan Tacadena from MPC Markets joins me. Good to see you, Jonathan. You're looking here to start off with Austin Engineering, one of the newest picks on MPC Markets.
Yeah, that's right. So I started talking about engineering companies, I think maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was on the last call. One thing I have noticed is that they've been trending really, really well. And I guess it's just a case of we're seeing a lot of rotation out of the more expensive stocks. So even though I've been quite bullish Commonwealth Bank with its sort of passive flows, it has pulled back, and you've seen some money rotate into the cheaper stocks, namely the mining companies like BHP. And what we've seen is that just underneath that, the engineering companies, which are super, super cheap, have been trending really, really nicely higher. So first, this is our latest pick. So Austin Engineering, they're only trading at single-digit PEs at roughly about 6.5 to 7 PE, depending on which numbers you look at. And what happened was they took on a large order from 2 of the largest manufacturers. They kind of priced it too low, and that's why the market took the hit. But the thing is, they worked through that order. They've actually delivered on that, and it's just set them up for a really, really good turnaround. So what I've seen here is that Mark actually had Austin Engineering on the call, I think last week, and he said, look, I like the company. It looks cheap here, but he's going to wait till I see some signs of life technically, and it's starting to show some signs of life. So we actually recommended it to buy it up to about 38 cents a couple of days ago. It's trading roughly around that level now, and we just think the lows are in on this company. It's only trading at about a 220 million market cap, and the order book's even larger than that. So yeah, plenty of upside for Austin Engineering. That's
all right. What about some of the ones that you had touched on before on the call, Jonathan? Kicking it off with NRW Holdings. What are you seeing there? That's down about 20% year to date.
Yeah, so I called it about, I think maybe it was around $1.10. I was trading, and it's just trended up nicely since then. So another situation where once these engineering companies start trending higher, what you'll see is that they keep doing that. It could be just the nature of the business. But what happens is that when these companies win contracts, it's just recurring income, and it's a steady as she goes. And what the market's sort of catching on now is that these companies, they have large moats. It is a fairly low margin business, but the thing is, the revenue is quite solid, and they're not expensive at these levels, and that's why I think these trends can continue higher. So NRW trending nicely, and I think it's got more to go.
And CivMec as well. That's another one you mentioned on the call.
Yeah, so CivMec, same thing. It gapped higher when I talked about it, and it's just continued since. So it's been a little bit more volatile than some of the other names, but it tends to do that because it works on much larger projects. And but the thing is, the trend's still there. Like, we see a bunch of higher lows and higher highs, and I think it keeps going. Even though our market has pulled back a little bit today, these companies are still trending higher. So I think the lows are in on a lot of these companies. I looked all the way down the spectrum, from the large caps all the way down to the mids and lows in this sector, and they all look quite healthy. They're not expensive, and I think that if that money keeps rotating out of the growth into the more value, these should keep rising.
Now, I think you provided us with a picture of a dump truck tray as well, Jonathan. What does that tell us?
Okay, so the main thing with I want to show here is that so with a lot of these engineering companies, that's why I actually wore a beige tie today, is to just show engineering. With Austin Engineering, they build some of the coolest stuff in the world. So they actually build what we call the dump truck bodies. They're small improvements, but they're lighter and they actually carry more load than original equipment. So if you think about Formula One, it's kind of very high spec engineering. This is just on the other end, but it's actually on the civil engineering scale. And so this is the kind of things that, these are Australian companies building world-class products. And this is an example of, the toys for big boys that they're building. So just want to highlight that, that's the excitement behind it. You're actually, backing companies that are building great equipment.
Toys for big boys and strong women as well, Jonathan. I think you should be wearing a high-vis tie, though, rather than beige.
Yeah, that should be.
And a hard hat. All right, thank you so much, as always, Jonathan. Tacadena there from MPC Markets. That does it for this edition of The Trade. Be sure to join us next time.
The Trade was brought to you by Vantage Markets, delivering one of Australia's most trusted and award-winning trading experiences. Explore smart trading at vantagemarkets.com.au.